Hello, my name is Randy Dobson. I'm an instructor here in the Houston, Texas area, and this video will be covering the trim command in Autocad 2018. Now, if you notice up on your command areas up in here, you see trim, but sometimes it may be where you see extend. It shares with the space with trim, and on older versions of AutoCAD, if you just want to come down in here and type in trim, that works just as well. You know, the different options depending on which version you're going to use. But for this one, we've got trim right up here. And of course, down in our command line, it's saying select cutting edge. So if we wanted to trim off all of these lines back to this line, then this would be my cutting edge. So I'm going to select that. That is my only cutting edge. So now I hit enter. Now it wants me select objects to trim. Now you have to pay attention. You know, if you do this, if you go to the other side, it will trim that side. So if I want to trim all of these, I just go down here. If that's as far as I want to go, say to there, I hit enter and I'm done. Notice there's nothing down here, so I'm out of that command. Now I'm going to hit undo. I want to bring that back. And I'm going to show you a quicker way of doing this, especially with the newer versions of AutoCAD that are out there. When I go to trim, it's asking me to select my cutting edge, and I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to hit enter, and it's saying select objects to trim. If you've watched my window selection video, you know that all I have to do is click here with the crossing and then just select those, and I'm done. I hit enter. Very fast. Now I will tell you on much older versions of AutoCAD, 2004, 2002, so it doesn't have that way that you can do it. You have to pick each one. But if it's a newer version of AutoCAD, then you're going to be safe with that. Again, I'm going to go to trim. Again, I'm reading down here, select my cutting edge right down here. I'm going to select there. That is my only cutting edge. I'm going to hit enter. And then I'm just going to click and then just go down here and select. Now, one thing to keep in mind, and I'm going to just kind of mess this up a little bit, is the lines have to touch before they can trim. If I go to trim, even though I'm making this my cutting edge, enter, even though I know that those lines are past my line, as you notice, it will not select them, because it has to touch. They have to cross before it'll trim. Okay, so you know, be aware of that. So if you ever go to trim something, and I mean it could be something really close that is, you know, it's something like that, and you're like, well, why is this not, you know, you're sitting here doing this, you're going trim, hitting that, and you're going, why is it not trimming? Why is it not trimming? Well, if you zoom in, you'll see that they're not touching. Okay. So I want to undo all the way back to the beginning. Now you saw me where I just selected one cutting edge. Well, you can do more than one. If I go to trim, if I pick this and this and hit enter, now these are both cutting edges. I could cut that edge off. I could cut, you know, any of these off, or I could go through the middle and trim all of those off like that. Because again, these are my cutting edges. Okay, so you know, trim is a very useful tool. I use it quite often, and it's very simple to learn. But again, pay attention to your command line down here in the bottom left. That's very important, because when I start trim, it's giving me instructions. Select the cutting edge. I'm not selecting this because that's not my cutting edge. That's the part I want to cut off. This would be my cutting edge. If that's all I want, I'm going to hit enter, saying, okay, AutoCAD, I've done what you wanted. What's next? I hit enter, and it says select objects to trim. Hit there. Maybe if I just want to do a couple of them, I hit enter, and I'm done. Okay, so fairly simple, but a very powerful command. And that ends my video on trim. Thank you.